Hey guys, welcome to the channel and another video. Today I'm going to be watching Dark City by Alex Proyas. I've watched one of Proyas's films before, I, Robot, which was great. I still haven't watched The Crow yet though. I know Dark City stars Rufus Sewell, Kiefer Sutherland, and Jennifer Connelly. Sewell isn't an actor I'm too familiar with, but I'm a big fan of Kiefer Sutherland's and Jennifer Connelly's work. About Dark City, I've heard of the film before a long time ago, but I haven't given it too much thought. I later came to read that it was released a year before The Matrix. It used a lot of the same sets, and they have a lot of similarities in terms of the actual science fiction. That's got me really excited, and I'll try to keep an open eye for anything extraordinary. That's the extent of my knowledge about this film though. Oh, and I'm also watching the director's cut as suggested by literally everyone. Apparently it doesn't give away too much in the beginning. But before we get into it, to help support the channel, I have a Patreon page for full-length reactions to over 30 movies, early access and weekly posts for what to watch next. You'll need your own copy to watch along, of course. Please consider being a patron. Please subscribe to the channel. Do check out my other videos. Like if you liked this video, dislike it if you didn't. With all that being said, let's get started. Dark City, Proyas, Sewell, Sutherland, Connelly. Let's go. Interesting. I think that shot was a mixture of miniatures and an actual set. Man, I love mechanical watches. Dark City. Seems like a very hardcore science fiction film already. Almost all diegetic sounds with very slight tones of a score. So he wakes up, has no memory, I'm guessing? Shell Beach. And he's trying to figure everything out.
You are confused, aren't you? Frightened. That's all right. I can help you. You have lost your memory. There was an experiment. Something went wrong. You must leave now.
You know what this just reminded me of? Neo gets awakened in the Matrix and gets a call from Morpheus and he has to escape.
Hey, Mr. Murdoch. The automat called, said you left your wallet there.
And everybody just wakes up on cue.
I've been there 3 weeks.
It's those agent type guys. Are they even human?
Where is he?
He just left.
Sleep now.
Yeah, they're probably not human. They have special abilities and Jennifer Connelly is beautiful. Daniel Schreiber. It has to be Kiefer Sutherland's character because that's the only doctor we got introduced to. I have to say the set design and the lighting work is amazing so far.
He was very angry at me.
Oh, it must be Rufus Sewell's character, the husband, John.
If he were to contact you, you must call me immediately.
Dr. Schreiber seems like a mad scientist.
I told the guy, cash on the barrelhead.
Is John Murdoch human? Sixth Sense Coffee, which has to mean that it's set somewhere in the mid 19th century. I mean 20th century. Okay.
Come on.
From what I understand so far, there's a killer on the loose and somehow the authorities are suspecting John Murdoch.
What kind of killer do you think stops to save a dying fish?
Great observation, Bumstead.
I came here to file a missing persons report for my husband. Why are you looking for my husband?
Maybe murder.
Yeah, it has to be set in the 40s or 50s. There's a little girl in the room.
Ah, shoot.
Shell Beach. This film is so surrealistic in a very dark manner.
How are you?
Sleep.
Their powers are not working on him. And it looks like he has powers too.
He can tune.
And they're calling it tuning. He can tune. Oh, Yeah, they're definitely not human. What the heck is that? I'm not gonna call them agents anymore. They're aliens.
What is to be done? This man is dangerous.
And there's a council of them. Wow, what a beautiful set.
What has the doctor to say about this?
He has failed to report in.
We must have this man.
So these aliens are controlling all these people. This has a very noir feel to it compared to The Matrix, which has a futuristic feel to it.
Are you punishing me?
I love the lighting work here where John is literally in the dark compared to his wife.
Your doctor called me. He was worried that this might happen.
A doctor? Why was I seeing a doctor?
I had an affair. The police are looking for you.
Maybe I have lost my mind, but whoever I am, I'm still me, and I'm not a killer.
I believe you. You have the wrong man.
I didn't kill anyone.
Run!
I'm really enjoying the camera work here. None of the shots are static at all. It's very well done. Oh, what? I think he imagined that door, it appeared, and he just went through it, and it disappeared again.
Hey, you happen to know the way to Shell Beach?
Shell Beach again.
Me and the missus spent a honeymoon there. All you gotta do is take Main Street West to... I can't seem to remember if it's Main Street West or the crosstown.
Must not be a real place because it's mentioned so many times, but nobody can remember how to get there. So it must be planted in their heads somehow.
Good evening, Inspector. I really must be going.
Kiefer Sutherland is giving a very nuanced performance. The sets are so beautiful, and I'm sure they're seamlessly mixing miniature sets with actual ones.
You know how uncomfortable we find all this.
They don't like water.
I tried to imprint him, but he woke up. He knocked the syringe right out of my hand. I tried to stop him, but he was too fast.
Schreiber works for these aliens, and just like The Matrix, Murdoch is breaking the rules of this world.
It's like I've just been dreaming this life, and when I finally wake up, I'll be somebody else. It's all just a big joke!
Very interesting choice of visual effects. The funny thing is, it still holds up today, which is a great thing. And since Murdoch can tune, he should be able to get through that, but I don't think he realizes the extent of his powers yet.
Mr. Buck.
Oh.
Why does Murdoch not sleep?
Maybe he's a step up the evolutionary ladder. Maybe you have finally found what you are looking for, and it's going to bite you on your...
The idea that a simple man could develop the ability to tune.
It's absurd, I know, but what other explanation is there?
I'm really enjoying Sutherland's performance. The plot is making more sense now. They've probably created a virtual city where they're controlling humans, their memories, and their identities. These alien designs are very unique too. They're white in the sense that they have no access to sunlight, I'm guessing, or that's why it's called Dark City. Everything's just gonna stop at 12, and they're going to mix things up. Surreal. The color palette of this film is very dark brown compared to the Matrix's green. Holy crap. That's amazing. Wow. The visual effects here are surprisingly well done. And it kind of reminds me of Inception. And these are all miniatures, not the one in the middle, but the rest are. But in Inception, it's all CGI. And for some reason, this looks just as convincing as Inception. Well, it has to be the creatures actually controlling these host bodies. They're implanting memories. This is beyond creative. Their social status just changed in a minute. Yeah, this is one of those films I need to rewatch. I already know I have to rewatch this.
Why can't I remember anything? What have you done to me?
You have their power. You can make things happen, but I can teach you to control your power consciously.
Okay, this is officially the most surrealist film I've seen on this channel so far. And that includes Donnie Darko.
An Tonight's experiment should be conducted in the following location.
Okay, the city itself is shaped like a circle.
He is becoming like us.
So we...
The Life and Times of John Murdoch, Volume 2.
They're imprinting John's memory on one of them. So it's easier for them to track Murdoch. I am so enjoying this film. It's like a mystery science fiction film.
Excuse me, you tell me the way to Avenue C.
Try the subway.
We're looking for John Murdoch.
No way out, you know. We can't get out of the city, believe me, I've tried.
It's that crazy guy.
They'll come looking for you, Murdoch.
I figured a way out!
Damn! That is literally the only way out. I don't think the rest of the aliens are really understanding how human memory works.
Where is your husband now?
I wish I knew.
Oh no! It's that other girl!
I thought you'd forgotten your Uncle Carl.
Is that me?
Yeah. You burnt your arm pretty bad in a fire. What does it mean, Johnny?
It means these are all lies!
The cinematography, the camera framing, the lighting, the set design, excellent. And the story is mysterious and original. Oh man, I forgot about the little girl. That's very descriptive.
How can it be night already? What happened in the day? How'd I miss it?
That's why it's called Dark City. There is no daytime. It's time for the tuning again. I think they're doing it every single night. And it's exactly 12, so damn. Amazing visual effects. I think they all need to work together, as in the aliens, to make all of these huge changes. The individual ones can make smaller changes, but together, like a hive mind, they can make bigger changes.
The city's ours, we made it.
Why?
We need to be like you.
Yeah, they're using dead humans as host bodies. I can see where Chris Nolan got a lot of inspiration for the visual style of Inception. Wow! Unlike The Matrix, though, this film doesn't have any outright action sequences. It's more of the storytelling which is at play here. It's Mr. Sleep, and I don't think he's a child, just possessing the body of one.
You heard of a place called Shell Beach? Sure. You know how to get? You just, daylight. When was the last time you remember seeing it? Please listen.
He's getting extremely agitated because he has a hard time accepting what's being presented to him.
Explain this.
I love you, John.
That was an oddly beautiful moment, and the music really elevated it.
That you are the subject of their experiment. All the answers are in this syringe. I need you to inject yourself. It's the only way to make you understand.
Shell Beach.
They're going to realize there is no Shell Beach.
Why are you doing this?
Because he wants answers too.
They abducted us and brought us here. One day, a man might be an inspector. The next, someone entirely different. You have had dozens of lives before now. Our souls, that makes us different from them. They think we can save them. Somehow, you have developed their ability to tune. They control everything here, even the sun. That's why it's always dark.
They can't stand the light.
So they allowed me to keep my skills as a scientist, because they needed them. But they made me delete everything else.
I just realized this might not be Earth at all. This just might be in a different planet.
There is no ocean, John.
What the F?
And now you know the truth.
They're not in a planet. It's literally in space. Bumstead is dead.
She's not my real wife. She's nothing to me.
But you do still care.
They built an entire city in the middle of space like a satellite.
Then surrender, Mr. Murdoch.
Doctor was right.
My thoughts are so incoherent.
It is time for our experiment to move into a final phase. We no longer need the other subjects.
They want to make you one of them.
He's going to switch them up.
You'll rise to greater heights than that, my boy. That's it, John. Practice makes perfect. All of these memories have been fabricated. Getting the hang of it, John.
He's learning.
You must make the machine yours.
He's literally learning to tune. He's fully transformed now, just like Neo at the end of the Wow! Those particular visual effects were a little weak. And I just realized that they're a hive mind, so killing the leader should, if not kill, at least disable everybody else. John is flying now. Dude has so much power now. I thought this was a virtual world like the Matrix, but no. This is a physical, actual world these aliens have created to control these humans. Insane stuff.
I knew you could do it, John. She's not Emma anymore, John.
So give her back her memories.
I can't. What are you going to do now, John?
He's going to rebuild this world. He's going to bring the sunlight somehow. Oh no, no, I'm mistaken. He's going to create Shell Beach. Like literally create Shell Beach. This is amazing. I cannot believe I have not watched this film before. I cannot believe it.
Where are you going?
Shell Beach?
Shell Beach.
It's a different identity now, Anna.
I'm dying, John. How you feel?
You know how I was supposed to feel. Well, you're not gonna find it in here. You went looking in the wrong place.
And for the first time in its history, the city is seeing natural light. This is beautiful.
It's so beautiful here.
Do you know if Shell Beach is around here?
I'm headed that way myself. What's your name?
John.
He knows his
John
name.
Murdoch.
He knows who he is. He knows where he is. That was amazing. That was an amazing movie. Okay, so I took some time to collect my thoughts. That was straight up an amazing movie. The similarities with The Matrix were very, very evident. Dark City was a high concept film asking the basic question that if memories are replaced, would you still be the same person? Or would your implanted memories take over your personality? For John Murdoch, unlike everybody else, it's the former. The concept of an alien race constructing an artificial city in space to understand humans was fascinating. And what a reveal. Let's start with the directing by Alex Proyas. His direction was excellent, keeping a very noir theme during the entire runtime. Unlike The Matrix, this was not an action-oriented film at all, focusing more on the concept of being presented to us. Proyas used an almost non-linear storytelling method with flashbacks, and there was information that was trickled slowly to the audience. His casting choices were excellent too, with most, if not all, actors having solid performances. Proyas' use of lighting and cinematography was sublime, as I was drawn in the entire time. His use of visual effects were fantastic too, and it really does hold up even today. He presents the audience with a random bunch of facts that doesn't add up at all at the beginning, and both the audience and John Murdoch learn as the story progresses, and as Murdoch descends into insanity. The film was written by Proyas along with David Goyer and Lem Dobbs. Their imagination and creativity were wonderful to watch, since this was an absolutely original plot. The story starts off with the introduction of John Murdoch, who wakes up and has no idea where he is or what his actual past is. As he starts to explore the city, it's made pretty clear that this is no ordinary city at all. There seems to be no daylight. People frequently forget things, and somehow no one remembers where this famous Shell Beach actually is. The audience feels an immediate connection to Murdoch's character and starts to sympathize with him, as we know that he didn't commit the murders he was being accused of. We learn with Murdoch that there are beings watching and controlling the entire city, starting from the people's identities to the entire structure of the city itself. The transformation scenes or tunings were amazing to watch. John, with the help of Dr. Schreiber and Inspector Bumstead, unlocks his own tuning abilities, which were only thought to be abilities of these aliens. Turns out these aliens are a hive mind, and their species are dying, and that's the reason for their experimentation on humanity. To figure out what creates individuality in humans, to essentially understand their souls. And that's the reason for them to switch up their memories, to see if they follow their imprinted memories or go back to their basic or base instincts. By the end, Murdoch realizes his predicament and gains full control of his tuning abilities, giving him powers necessary to defeat the aliens and get out of this perpetual time loop of a city. He actually creates Shell Beach himself and meets up with his wife, who has new memories. What I loved about the ending was that we still don't know where exactly they are. We don't know their future or what happened in their past at all. How they'll survive without the overseeing aliens, because I have to assume that they were getting their food supply from somewhere. Anyways, the writing and the storytelling were excellent. Moving on to the cinematography, framing, and editing, all three were great. As I mentioned before, the color palette was distinctively brown and dark compared to Matrix, which was greenish. The cinematography itself was beautiful, with the miniature work presented to us seeming almost lifelike. The editing was also pretty good, with no sharp cuts except the final act and the confrontation with these aliens. The set design, practical effects, visual effects were amazing for the budget. The sets were dark and grim with almost no hint of happiness anywhere. The CGI work was seamlessly blended with the practical effects and the miniature sets created for the film. The makeup work done on the alien creatures was pretty good too. Since they were allergic to light, their skin tone was left intentionally pale. All very convincing stuff and excellent work. Rufus Sewell played John Murdoch. His performance was solid. He was convincing as the man with amnesia trying to figure out the world being presented to him. His character does get redeemed at the end, but I have to ask, to what extent? Where was he at the end of the film? What is his purpose now? Now that he's literally a god amongst men, at least in this city. I have so many burning questions to be answered. William Hurt played Inspector Bumstead, the officer in charge of solving the murders taking place in the city. Initially suspecting Murdoch, he realizes that there is more at play than what he's just seeing. Hurt's performance was good too, and I like the change in his character as he realizes Murdoch is right about their entire existence being a lie. Kiefer Sutherland played Dr. Schreiber. His performance was the most nuanced and detailed of the film. I think he was the standout performer of the movie for me, and the most tortured character in my opinion. He was well aware of where he was, but he was forced to erase his own memories. When he revealed how painful it was for him to do, I really felt for his character. Very good performance. Jennifer Connelly played Mrs. Murdoch. She had a small but pivotal role in the film as Murdoch's supposed wife. Although her memories were implanted, her feelings towards Murdoch were very real, and vice versa. That's why Murdoch surrenders to the aliens at the end. Connelly's performance was also good, but I was a little distracted at how gorgeous she was throughout the film. Overall, I think this was an amazing film I need to rewatch over and over again. I don't think I missed much, but it'll still be fun to go through this film, seeing if I missed anything or any details. I cannot believe this wasn't a massive hit when it came out. Maybe the concept was a little too much for people to understand at the time of release. I don't know, and I don't think that it matters because I can appreciate it now. This film has officially entered my top 50 films of all time. Only time will tell where exactly the rank will settle in. Anyways, thank you for this wonderful recommendation. Thank you for watching. I have a Patreon page. Consider being a patron. Subscribe to the channel. Check out my other videos. Like if you liked this video. Dislike it if you didn't. I will see you in the next one. Bye.